It was an ordinary Tuesday afternoon, and the heat in the city was unbearable. Officer Arjun had just finished his lunch and returned to his patrol. So far, his duty had been uneventful, but his experience told him that situations could change at any moment. Arjun considered himself a strict and disciplined police officer. He believed in the rule of law and had no tolerance for chaos or any form of disobedience. However, at times, when his patience wore thin, he tended to act hastily. While passing through a busy intersection, he noticed a man sitting on a bench near the park. The man was dressed simply, in just a white shirt, old trousers, and sandals. He had a bag placed beside him, and his hair was slightly disheveled. To Arjun, the man appeared a bit odd and suspicious. Arjun parked his patrol car nearby and approached the man. "What are you doing here?" he asked in a stern tone. The man looked up, startled. "I'm just sitting here," he replied calmly. His voice was soft but steady. Arjun was unconvinced. "What do you mean, just sitting here? Don't you have anywhere to go? Show me your ID," he demanded. The man hesitated before replying, "I don't have my ID with me right now. I just came out for a walk." This response didn't sit well with Arjun. He had encountered people before who claimed innocence, but later turned out to be troublemakers. Without listening further, he decided to take action. "All right, stand up," Arjun said firmly. "You'll have to come with me." The man stood up without resistance. "Why are you taking me? I've done nothing wrong," he said, his voice calm but confused. "You'll find out at the station," Arjun replied. Upon reaching the station, Arjun placed the man in a lockup and began the paperwork. The man sat silently, observing everything without protest. A few minutes later, the senior officer, Inspector Mehta, entered the station. He noticed the new detainee and asked Arjun, "Who is this?" "Found him loitering in the park without an ID, so I brought him in," Arjun replied casually. Inspector Mehta raised an eyebrow. He walked up to the lockup and examined the man closely. Suddenly, his expression changed. "Oh no, Arjun, do you know who this is?" Arjun was taken aback. "No, sir, just a suspicious-looking man." Inspector Mehta's voice turned serious. "This is Justice Harish Sharma of the High Court." Arjun was stunned. His heart sank as the gravity of his mistake dawned upon him. Justice Sharma? Everyone in the department knew that name. He was renowned for his dedication to justice and fairness. Arjun quickly unlocked the cell and began apologizing. "Sir, I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I thought—" Justice Sharma stepped out of the lockup and said, "What did you think, officer? That I don't belong here because I don't look the part?" His voice wasn't angry, but it carried deep disappointment. Arjun couldn't meet his eyes. "I made a mistake, sir. I shouldn't have assumed." Justice Sharma nodded. "Yes, you assumed, and assumptions lead to injustice. Do you know what my job is, officer?" "Yes, sir. You deliver justice." Justice Sharma's voice softened, but his words carried weight. "Correct. And justice begins with equality, treating everyone with dignity, no matter how they look. If you, as a police officer, can't do that, then who will?" A lump formed in Arjun's throat. He had always considered himself a champion of justice, but today he had failed. "Sir, I truly regret my actions. I will do better. I promise." Justice Sharma sighed deeply. "Apologies are a start, but actions are more important. Learn from this incident." Before leaving, Justice Sharma told Inspector Mehta, "No formal complaint, but ensure this officer reflects on his actions." As Justice Sharma walked out of the station, Arjun stood frozen, replaying the entire incident in his mind. It was a moment of deep embarrassment, but also one of realization. He vowed to change, not just in the way he worked, but in how he perceived people. That day, Arjun learned a lesson he would never forget. Justice isn't just about catching criminals or enforcing rules. It's about fairness, respect, and understanding, a principle that applies to everyone, regardless of appearances. For Arjun, it was a new beginning. He realized that being a police officer wasn't just about enforcing the law, but also about ensuring that every citizen was treated with equal respect and dignity. Arjun resolved to bring patience and sensitivity into his work. He sought guidance from Inspector Mehta and shared his experience with his colleagues so they, too, could learn from it. A few weeks later, Arjun attended a community meeting where he openly apologized to the people and admitted his mistake. He promised to work on his biases and judge people based on their behavior and truth, not their appearances. This incident not only enlightened Arjun, but also made his department more aware of how small assumptions could lead to big problems. Arjun adopted a new definition of justice, one that prioritized equality, respect, and understanding. The words of Justice Harish Sharma left a lasting impression on Arjun's heart. From that day onward, whenever Arjun made a decision, he would remember that moment and ask himself, am I doing the right thing? Am I being fair? Over time, Arjun became not just a better police officer, but also a better human being. That day's lesson became a part of his life, and he vowed to uphold justice and equality in every step he took. This story reminds us that justice isn't just about following rules, it's about ensuring that every person is treated with respect and humanity.